If you look on the surface, it's very easy to get demotivated and think that not a lot has been achieved. However, I do think that a lot has been achieved. I'm Lucas Febraro, and I'm an activist for Palestinian rights. On the one hand, you have the decades-long oppression of the Palestinian people. Their land is being stolen, they're being massacred, they're being ethnically cleansed, and the fact that this is being done with our taxes, essentially. On the other hand, it also connects with one of the most horrible crimes ever perpetrated by Western nations, the Holocaust, but also how the memory of this horrible crime in Germany is being used to justify all of that. It feels like you're hallucinating. The lack of logic, the lack of self-awareness. Since October, there's a lot of pent-up racism against Muslims, against Arabs, against Palestinians in particular, of course, that was always simmering under the surface in German society, especially among German elites, the mainstream media, politicians, that they knew better than to express openly. Since October, they've basically realized that they have carte blanche to express that very freely. And it's almost like there's a sense of relief that they're able to do this finally. If you look on the surface, it's very easy to get demotivated and think that not a lot has been achieved. However, I do think that a lot has been achieved. You have to remember, if you were in Berlin back in October, there was a blanket ban on pro-Palestine demonstrations. They lifted the ban, and at the first opportunity, the biggest ever demonstration, in defense of Palestine that ever happened in Germany took place. Look at the movement of encampments at universities. People are way more aware now of the history of oppression by Israel of Palestinians. The Israeli economy, in a lot of ways, is in extremely bad shape as a result of pressure on investors and on companies to end their complicity. Look at apartheid South Africa. There, in a sense, it was also darkest before dawn. There was a lot of intensification of the crimes that are being committed by the apartheid regime as they got more and more desperate and closer to their end. It was the pressure by the indigenous population in South Africa in combination with global pressure by activists and by common people that eventually managed to bring down that regime, something that we take for granted now, but for people, just a few years before it happened, it was something that was unthinkable. So I have no doubt that one day we will all be able to say that Palestine is free.